So just to test out the idea, I ran the P30L and the P30sk on the same day in the same range session in a dedicated set of drills. My primary main objective when going to the range was to run the P30L, run it dry, and pretend it was out of the fight, holster it, and then transition to the P30sk, which I'll be planning on carrying on my left side as a backup gun. Very, very similar to the John Wick setup. And I'm not running these guns just to do the John Wick setup. The reason I'm running this is if I'm running the P30sk, I don't want a trigger transition. So if I'm running the VP9 and I'm doing all kinds of work and I completely run dry and all I have is my P30sk with the 10 rounds in it, I don't want to have to transition from a nice, short, crisp striker trigger to the slightly or sloppy P30sk trigger. And while the poundage is actually about the same and the break isn't too different, it's just the single action reset that's going to give me a problem. So that's why I'm running the same series of handgun. And if a VP9sk ever graces our shores, I may pick one up just to experiment with that. However, I really still believe that it's not going to shoot as smooth as the P30sk. I didn't have the holster to run the P30sk in the manner in which I wanted to, and I don't have the proper magazine rig to do the same thing for the P30L at this juncture. I've since mitigated that, but you probably won't see it anytime soon. So the footage you're going to see is not going to be anything crazy impressive. I am using my drop leg 6004 for the HK45 to run my P30L out of, and that's where I'm storing it. The P30sk I left on the bench. Now I'm not going to put it in a pocket and draw it out of the pocket. I'm not going to put it in my hoodie. I'm not going to do anything wildly dangerous just to test it out. This was simply just a very basic first run to see how it would go with the transition and if I had any snags jumping from the P30L to the P30sk. That was simply the idea of the drill. I was running the P30L probably at about 85–90%, and I did one little movement. I took a knee for a reload, which is something I'd usually do, but I didn't do anything crazy. So some of you are going to be like, man, he didn't do any barrel rolls or backflips or transition to a rifle out of nowhere or anything like that. This is bullshit. You know, and I'm not trying to sell that I'm some sort of super operator here, but the idea was to simply run the two guns, see how they work with each other, see how they interface with each other in transitions, and also to run the handgun both unsupported in my support hand and supported in my support hand based on an emergent circumstance. You know, I'm not going to necessarily be able to draw it out of my left side, rotate to my right side, and then engage. I might just have to draw and engage. So that's the point of running it left-handed and shooting it just with my left hand, and then mid-magazine transition to my strong hand if I have the opportunity. So there's going to be more drills, especially once I get the holsters, but this is a nice setup to run, especially to put thumb over hammer when I'm pointing something at my dick, which is why I don't carry appendix in the first place. But this is perfect for appendix carry, which is why I have it. And it's a remarkably awesome shooting little subcompact pistol. So here's the end brief. Enjoy the show. Let me know what you think. It's not anything crazy, just a test run. And I'm going to continue to do it on a trial basis and see how I like it. And then get holsters and mag carriers to support it and see how it goes from there. And if I get comfortable with it, you best believe this is going to be the concealed carry setup I'm going to be running, plus spare mags, in an environment I think I will need this much firepower. So we'll see how that all shakes out. Thanks for watching. Take care of each other, stay safe, support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, and enjoy the show.
My little one like yours kicks just like yours. Sure, yeah. How I would agree with that. had two.